we're just talking about this team. We're talking about the different storylines, the different ways that we could construct the roster, the different things that we could do from a free agency standpoint, who we like, who we don't like, which coach we like, which coach we don't like. Like, that's the beautiful part of it. I mean, I just think to myself, man, you know, you're out in the city, man. It doesn't matter if you're going to pick up your kids from school, you're going to the grocery store, man, you pumping gas, you gonna run into somebody that's rocking with that black and gold. You might run into somebody that's telling you, hey, you need to fire that coach. I get that a lot, actually. But you also get to feel that optimism, man. You get to feel the city, man. They showing that love of, hey, man, I think we got a chance. Hey, I think that quarterback could work. I think this dude could work. Now, the lightning rod been Najee. That's the one that I've been realizing. Like, hey. Some people, they want to bring him back. Others is like, no, he got to go. That's the poll that we need to have. I'm just throwing it out there. That's what we need to talk about. Because, yeah, some people be over here like, Najee represents the Steelers. He's tough. Man, all he do is run the rock, man. He gets the 1,000 yards, man. He don't fumble, man. He always reliable, man. He that dude. And then the other people are like, nah, man, he too slow, bro. We need speed, man. I need one of them elusive dudes, man. Somebody that can get active. I'm like, okay. But then I be looking in the field and I'm like, yo, right now on the market, we looking at an Aaron Jones and a JK Dobbins. You know what I'm saying? Like, both are dope, but at the same time, I don't know. You know, so I'm thinking about that sort of stuff, but it's like, whew, come on, man. Come on. But for a fact, man, that's the vibe right now when I walk around. What you doing? You bringing Najee back? You like Najee and all? I be like, oh, yeah, I like Najee. I like the 1K. I like Mr. 1K. I ain't tripping on the 1Ks. Not everybody like the 1Ks. I like the 1Ks. Why do I like the 1Ks? I mean, let's talk about it. Shoot. Number one, you got 4 of them in a row. We don't know nobody be doing that. So I ain't gonna lie. I like it. Shoot, man. I was talking with the homie, earlier on my Steelers radio show. And literally we're talking about just car analogies as we compared to Najee, as it pertains to Najee. It was like, yo, that's the Ford F-150. You know? Saquon, that's the Bugatti. Najee, or Derrick Henry, Bugatti type. It's like you got some Ferraris in there, but you can't use them all the time. You know what I mean? But that's the F-150. You just crank it up, put a little gas in it, it's gone. For my Dodge Ram people out there, it's the Dodge. It's gone. For the Toyota people, I guess it's Tacoma. All right, it's gone. But I like the Ford. I'm an F-150 guy. All right. But yeah, that's what he look like. I'm like, yo, just constantly get you there, get you back. It's gonna get you there. It's gonna get you back. It don't always look the best, but it's gonna get you there. It's gonna get you back. Ain't nothing wrong with that to be, man. I like that. Versus the high-end luxury that I can only use on like 2 days out the month. Because if I use it too much, then, it's high maintenance. Can't do that too often, man. I look at that and I'm like, all right, ain't nothing wrong with it. But obviously I'm not oblivious to what the other type of guys bring in. Specifically, man, when I talk about other guys, right? Because I don't want to just be the guy that just talks and just throws it out there, but we don't really have any context or make sense to why I'm saying what I'm saying. The 2 guys that I specifically think of, man, coming out right now are Aaron Jones. Like I said, he's an unrestricted free agent scheduled to hit the market from Minnesota, and JK Dobbins. Those are probably the 2 premier names that are going to be hitting the market, including Najee, if he is able to get out there. So when I'm looking at that, I'm just like, I mean, both of those dudes are highly talented, very gifted in their own right, but I still have certain things that I'm like, yo, they can't do this part that Najee can do. Whereas we obviously know with those dudes, they bring certain things to the table in terms of the speed, in terms of the ability to have that home run threat, right? JK Dobbins specifically. Man, I said to him, yeah, like JK Dobbins, though, when you talk about him specifically, it's like, we know when he is on, man, that dude can go. He can score from 80 out, right? He can catch, can do all the other little things. But we also know that availability has been the big issue. And when you pair the availability also with the amount of volume that Najee has had, when you compare Najee's touches per season to a J.K. Dobbins touches per season, let alone an Aaron Jones touches per season, it's like, man, Najee's blowing these dudes out the water. So not only am I getting, the most out of my asset, but it's available to me all the time. I don't have to just sparingly use it. And that's the one thing, like I said, that does make me feel excited when I think of a Najee return. But once again, that number matters. It can't be robust. I think, man, if I had it my way, man, I like to bring Najee, keep me Jay warm, because like I said, he's a restricted free agent. So we got a lot more flexibility with him in terms of just controlling his market. But then after that, it's like, man, bring something else in. I could bring a different version of my RB3. I know we did the Cordell Patterson experiment this year, but I can find a different version of RB3 to complement my Najee and my Jalen Warren. But right now, I don't like I said, I don't want to just let Najee leave because, yeah, I do feel like there will be a drop off. And that is where I stand on it. It's like some of these dudes out here, man, do they play running back? Yes. Are they available to, have the home run play? Yes. But at the same time, it's like if you're asking these dudes to, hey, can you give me 300 touches this season? 300 carries? I don't know. They're not doing that. They're not. The stats show that. But then it's like, man, even the dudes that try to do that, they fumble the ball. Najee's a fumbling, man. Let me pull up my man real quick in terms of what he has throughout his career, man. Just to give you more context on just total touches and stuff, man. Man, I wish I knew what the heck was in my eye, too. God, dog. There we go. All right. I had to get that up out the way, man. About me in here crying like I'm a gangster or something. Sheesh. No, those gangsters cry, man. Let's go. And shout out to JL watching it live while cooking and eating dinner. I see you, baby. Salute to you on that. Hope you're cooking and eating something good, all right? I tell you, I had some little wifey made Mexican lasagna tonight. It was absolutely fire. Fuego. All right. So let me pull up the homie real quick. All right. And I want to compare him to JK Dobbins to start off, man. Get that to pop up real quick. All right, here we go. So we obviously know that this past year, man, where are we at? All right. Oh, they give me career. Oh, of course, they're going to give me the career stats right now. Jeez, making me work for it. But throughout their careers, man, in terms of just total attempts, right? Rushing attempts. Najee's had over 1,000 rushing attempts, man, throughout his career, man. 4 seasons in the league. Obviously for JK Dobbins, 429 attempts. We know JK has been hurt multiple times throughout the process. In terms of Najee, man, we know 4,312 yards throughout his career, 1,000 yards per season. That's what he does. For JK, 2,252 for his career, man. The big difference, though, is when we talk about their yards per attempt, right? Najee is right at 3.9. We said the magic number is 4. We want you to have that 4, yards per attempt, man. That's the golden number. You got that. We say that you're not just a volume guy, that you're actually a production guy to go with it. So he's right at that cutoff. For those of you that are old enough to remember, Jerome Bettis, man, getting into the hall, that was part of the argument against him. He was at 3.9, and partly due to how the season has last couple of years ended. But as a whole, we were like, yo, this is Jerome Bettis, man. We know that he's at 3.9, but this is a 4+ yard back, man. So when I think of Najee at the 3.9, it's like, yeah, that's his knock in comparison to JK Dobbins, who has a 5.2 career average in terms of yards per attempt, man. So like I said, very impressive. But now touchdowns, we know Najee has 28 of those compared to JK Dobbins with 21. Receptions, Najee has 180 compared to JK with 59. And then in terms of... yeah, and even with the receiving yards, man, Najee, like I said, blew that one out the water. But now let me also pull him up versus Aaron Jones as well, man, because like I said, those are the two dudes to me that if I'm considering really moving on from Najee, I want to have something that's a big name. I want to have something that is more proven, more solidified than just drafting something in the mid rounds. Like if it's first, second, all right, different. Now, I don't want to do it in the first. Kind of don't want to do it in the second either. But you catch what I'm saying? Like, to me, I feel like I need to invest in that position if I'm going to move on from a Najee, okay? Now, Aaron Jones, we know he's played a lot longer than Najee thus far, man. So let me pull him up and compare just on a year-by-year basis, man. I think that'll be a little bit easier. All right. Or at least pull up his last year's stats, right? Can't hurt. Heck yeah. Alrighty. So yeah, last year, man, both of these dudes played 17 games, man. Najee has 263 attempts. Aaron Jones, 255 attempts. Najee had 1,043 yards. Aaron Jones, 1,138 yards. All right. Najee averaged 4 yards per carry last season. Aaron Jones 4.5 yards per carry last season. Najee had 6 rushing touchdowns. Aaron Jones had 5 rushing touchdowns. Najee had 36 receptions for 283 yards. Aaron Jones 51 receptions, 408 yards. Yeah, he was cooking out there. Shout out to Sam Darnold. He was feeding my man. All right, he looked good. He looked real good. But obviously, we know in terms of overall career, Aaron Jones has had some of the higher individual rushing season outputs, but the flip side is like, man, in terms of the highs and lows from Aaron Jones, you got a lot more of that than you do in terms of the volatility than you do versus a Naji Harris, who's been that steady 80 the whole time. The other part, though, that really stood out to me was just the amount of attempts. Like I said, man, as we go back further and further, comparing Najee to an Aaron Jones type. All right, let me specifically get, because I don't want to just be throwing numbers out. All right, let me pull that up real quick for you one time for the culture. Because like I said, and I like Aaron Jones too, man. I remember it was a couple years ago when he was up for that contract he's currently on right now. Man, I remember he was over here like, hey, bro, Aaron Jones, come over here. I got time for him. He can play here. He can definitely play here. All righty. So yeah, with Najee, let's see, past 4 seasons, right? I'm gonna read off just total touches, man. First year he came. Actually, let me take a sip of let me get a sip of that drink real quick, man. Hit that like button one time for the coach, and don't forget to subscribe either if you are new to the channel. And shout out to all y'all that's rocking out tonight too, man. You know the boy appreciate you from the heart. All right, so let's see what the homies was up to. So Najee, like I said, when he first came in the league, 2021, 307 rushing attempts, 307. He also had 74 receptions. All right, so y'all do the math on that. That's what 381. Yeah, excuse me on that. 381 touches his first year in the league. That's a ton of touches, man. Second year in the league, man, 272 rushing attempts. He had 41 receptions to go with that 272 attempts. So that is quick math, 313. So he had 313 touches his second season. Third season in the league, man. Now this is obviously where we're getting more Jaylen Warren. Shout out to 30. Shout out to the homie. 255 rushing attempts, 29 receptions, 284 touches what he had that year. And in his final year, this past year, we knew he was at 263 rushing and 36 receiving yards for 299 touches. So, dude, like I said, over 4 years, man, he's had 1,277 touches. All right. Just in terms of volume, availability, 17 games every season, 17 starts every season, 68 games he's been available to play in, and he started in all 68 of these things, man. That's Naji Harris. All right. I'm going to read back the last 4 years for the homie Aaron Jones. Like I said, I like Aaron too. So going back to 2021, played in all 15 games. 2022, all 17 games. 2023, which was last season, he gave us 11 games. And then just last year, he gave us 17 games. He has also just completed his 8th season, so he'll be going into his 9th year as well. But in terms of his overall usage, going back, like I said, to 2021, 171 carries, 52 receptions. Where is he at? There we go. So yeah, he had 223 total touches 4 years ago, 272 3 years ago, 172 last year, and then this was the most usage he's ever had, and that was this season with 306 total touches. All right, so the most he's ever touched the football was this year with 306. Prior to that, the highest was 285, and then it was 248. So it was a lot lower, right? Whereas, like I said, with Najee, man, this dude has been a lot more available. It has been, like I said, just more durable, man. So that's the part that when I think of him versus Aaron Jones, I'm like, I love Aaron Jones' slashing ability, his ability to get in, run in between the tackles, but also you could utilize him in the screen game, man, the pass element and stuff like that, and he's still going to cook. Like, I enjoy that part with Aaron, but at the same time, it's like, man, he's not the physical bruiser that Najee is. And I do feel like, man, a part of the Steelers' way is having that bruising identity, having that runner that can really thump you, regardless of the killer bee era. And we knew we were going to throw the football. It was a physical era. It was a physical football team. You talk about Le'Veon Bell, the dude's running that ball. He was coming down here, pop, pop, but he can also hit you off. And that's the thing. It's like, man, James Conner, physical, pop, pop, but he can also hit you off. Najee, physical. And I feel like, man, you got to have that physicality. You got to have those people that can come in here and really set the tone because, like I said, man, we know when it gets cold out, we want to be the team that's more physical versus those teams in the division, and typically we are, but we saw how that ended this year playing against a Philadelphia Eagles team that was stupid physical. We're seeing them in the Super Bowl, right? We'll see how that goes for them boys. Then from there, man, you talk about the Ravens with Lamar Jackson, Naji Harris, or Derrick Henry, excuse me, on that one. Twice, right? Twice in span of 6 weeks. Physical as heck. Chiefs, they trying to be more physical. You see them boys over there, man. And then we had the Cincinnati Bengals situation, right? But to me, man, when I'm thinking about that physicality, I'm like, yo, that's what Najee brings. If you keep that number under 10, you bring that guy back. You bring Jaylen Warren back, and from there, you go draft an athlete. Go draft you that third back that could do all the cool stuff, man. Or you maybe go find, because like I said, I don't want to spend what I got to spend on a JK or an Aaron Jones, and I don't think I'm going to get the same level of availability, let alone the same level of consistency at the position. I know the optimism around those dudes being able to do more is enticing, but I also need to know that, man, you're going to be available to do that, and that's been some of the things that has questioned or plagued those dudes throughout their career thus far, man. But that's the part, like I said, man, that is going to be a little bit exciting, though, man, as we continue to get closer and closer to free agency. Not only is it this quarterback situation we'll go get answers to, but we also get answers to this running back thing, man, all right? But I'm almost for certain, though, that Jaylen Warren will be back, though, man. Like I said, he restricted, man. When you're restricted, like I said, you have no rights. They own you, baby. They own you. So it is what it is for the homie Jaylen Warren, though, man.